برنامه نان گلوسرخ رو نگاه میکنید، مجله اجتماعی سیاسی که به زبانهای انگلیسی و فارسی روی کانال جدید پخش میشه. سلام به همگی عزیزان، من مریم نمازی ام. امیدوارم حالتون خوب باشه. در برنامه این هفته مصاحبه جالبی دارم با سارا حیدر از سازمان اکس مسلم آمریکای شمالی در رابطه با پدیده فضاهای امن در دانشگاه آمریکا، انگلیس و غیره. در ضمن در رابطه با آشورا و حسین پارتی، حکم اعدام یک زن جوان به اسم زینب لکران و شلاق زدن بچه‌ها به خاطر اینکه مادر پدرشون نمیتونستن ورودی مدرسه رو بدن صحبت خواهم کرد. فتواى احمقانه این هفته در رابطه با حسینیه در بازی فوتبال ایران و کره شمالی است و لحظه زیبای زندگی در رابطه با فیلم جدید دیاخان در مورد بیخدایان اسلام خواهد بود. امیدوارم از این برنامه خوشتون بیاد. با ما باشید. میدونیم که این هفته و ماهی که گذشت محرم آشوراست و خب کلی باید همه حسین 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 بکنن و خب کلی خودزنی هست، خون سرازیر میشه در مراسمایی که جمهوری اسلامی دوست دارن سازمان بدن، چه تو خود ایران چه خارج کشور. و خب میدونیم که هر چقدر خون بیشتر باشه اینا بیشتر خوششون میاد، هر چقدر انسان حرمت انسان بهش احترام گذاشته بشه اینا بعدشون میاد، هر چقدر خون و خشونت سرازیر بشه اینا طرفدارشن. و خب یه سری مولاها گفتن که این میدونین این نوع خودزنیای خورده آبروی اسلام داره میبره و یه چهره عقب مونده ازش نشون میده. خب نه بابا راست میگین، معلومه یه چهره عقب مونده نشون میده به خاطر اینکه عقب مونده هست و واقعا ضد انسانی این مراسم‌ها. به خصوص وقتی نگاه میکنیم که حتی کودکان هم در این مراسم‌ها شرکت میکنن و میبینیم پدراشون مثلا دارن کمک میکنن که خونالودشون کنن و این واقعا یه خشونت علیه کودکان، یک نقض پایه حق کودکانه و غیر قابل قبوله، چه به اسم مذهب باشه چه به اسم فرهنگ باشه چه به هر اسمی باشه. و خب میبینیم که ایران سرزمین نقض حقوق کودکانه. اخیراً یک داستانی شنیدم در رابطه با وضعیت یک زن جوونی به اسم زینب لکران. ایشون حکم اعدام گرفتن از سال 17 سالگی و این خب شامل حکم اعدام کودکان میشه زیر 18 سالگی و ایشون به خاطر کشته شدن شوهرشون حکم اعدام گرفتن و چیزی که الان مشخص شده اینه که ایشون مورد شکنجه قرار گرفتن که اعتراف کردن که شوهرشون رو کشتن. شوهرشون کلن یه کسی بود که خیلی میزد زینب و مورد خشونت خانوادی قرار داده بودتش و زینب به خاطر اینکه حامله بوده اعدامش به سرانجام نرسیده هنوز و اخیراً به خاطر اینکه یکی از همسلولاش اعدام شدن بچهش را از دست داد و الان به نظر میاد که میخوان اعدامش کنن و چیزی که الان مشخص شده اینه که شکنجه شده، حتی وکیل نداشته. خب این چیزای خیلی معمولیه توی جمهوری اسلامی ایران و یک دادگاه غیر عادلانه داشته که کلاً دادگاه‌های جمهوری اسلامی نمیتونن عادلانه باشن. و خب میدونیم که خودش الان گفته که برادر شوهرش بود که چندین بار بهش تجاوز کرده بود و شوهرش رو کشته، ولی خب مهم نیست برای جمهوری اسلامی چون اون ماشین اعدامش باید همینطور به حرکت بیفته. و خب هم توی خود ایران هم خارج کشور خیلی‌ها دارن در دفاع از زینب به پا میخیزن و میگن که نباید اعدام بشه. اعدام اولا که یک احکام ضد بشری، ضد انسانیه و هیچ وقت نباید صورت بگیره، به خصوص وقتی برای کودکان و به خصوص برای کسایی که مثل زینب هیچ جرمی رو محسوب نشدن به جز اینکه زن بودن در اون جامعه و بچه بودن، دختر بچه بودن در اون جامعه. و در آخر نمیدونم اگر بینندگان عزیز خبری اینو شنیده باشن که در یک دهکده‌ای به نام مختارآباد در کرمان یه سری از بچه‌ها به خاطر اینکه مادر پدرشون نتونستن پول ورودیه مدرسه‌شون رو بدن شلاق شدن و بعد اخراج شدن از مدارسشون. واقعا چه سرزمین ضد انسانی برای کودکان. و خب خوشبختانه کسایی هستن در ایران که مبارزه دارن میکنن برای حقوق کودکان و در سطح جهان و انسانیت رو نمایندگی میکنن در مقابل جمهوری اسلامی که واقعا ضدیت با کودک، ضدیت با انسان رو واقعا به یک هنر تبدیل کرده است. چند هفته پیش من در کنفرانس زنان و سکولاریسم در واشنگتن دی سی شرکت داشتم، سخنرانی داشتم اونجا و اونجا با سارا حيدر که از سازمان اکسموزیم آمریکای شمالی هستش باهاش صحبت کردم و تونستم باهاش مسابقه کنم در رابطه با پدیده فضاهای امن در دانشگاه‌های انگلیس و آمریکا. و خب این پدیده جالبیه. خیلی اوقات من برای مثال که میرم دانشگاه‌ها جلوی صحبت‌های منو میگیرن، قدغنم میکنن از رفتن در اون دانشگاه‌ها یا سعی میکنن جلسه منو به هم بزنن به خاطری که میگن که صحبت‌هایی که من میکنم علیه اسلام یا اسلام سیاسی انقدر کسایی که میشنون این صحبت‌ها رو اذیت و آزارشون میده که واقعا نمیتونن تحمل کنن شنیدن یه صحبتی که غیر قابل قبول از نظر اونا. و کلا این اسلامیای دانشگاهان که سعی میکنن این کارو کنن. و خب این پدیده باعث شده که خیلی از جلوی آزادی بیان کسایی که معترضن، مخالف اسلام و اسلام سیاسی رو بگیره. و خب این سارا حیدر الان داره در رابطه این پدیده صحبت میکنه. با ما باشید، حرفای خیلی جالبی میزنه، جایی نرید.
Sarah Haydar, lovely to have you on the program. I wanted to speak to you about the conference that just passed, Women in Secularism, and the discussion around safe spaces. From your perspective, what's the problem with safe spaces at universities in particular?
Well, I think where the idea begins, which is to say that, you know, some students, when they've having experienced trauma or significant setbacks or oppression, they want a space on their own where they can feel relaxed and they don't have to feel embattled by, you know, various people. I think that from on that just basic perspective, it seems acceptable, and I think people have a hard time saying no to such a thing. It seems kind of ridiculous, except in practice, it is one of those things that leaks into campus life in general, when students come to expect that there are times, and especially within classrooms, where they can feel that they must be protected from certain ideas, and especially that they must be protected from ideas that are troubling to their identities. And unfortunately, too many students think that their politics are part of their identity, and this makes it very difficult to talk about politics in general, to talk about social issues that are so important in our discourse, and that it makes things very difficult in college campuses. And I know that there are people who, you know, they dissent from the norm thinking in college campuses, and they have a hard time speaking up. They have a hard time saying their piece and just expressing intellectual disagreement, because they might be hurting someone's feelings or identities, and they don't want to be called a bigot, they don't want to be called hateful, so they are silenced. And this is a very unfortunate state of affairs. I don't think anybody thought that it would end up this way, that this is where we would be, but this is where we are, and we have to look back and see where did we go wrong and what can we do to change it.
Well, isn't it nice not to hurt people's feelings? What's the problem with that? Why not do that?
Well, it's absolutely, it's what is nice is not the same thing as what is good. And I think that sometimes people on the left and liberals in general confuse those terms. You know, they think that what is nice and what is going to make people happy is the same thing as doing the right thing in any circumstance and doing a good thing. So when it comes to specifically people who are under, you know, religious delusions, people who feel that women are just, you know, secondary citizens in terms of, you know, the law on earth, because that is what their religion says. I mean, that is what they feel. And if you were to say that no, men and women deserve equality under the law here on earth today, you would be hurting their feelings. And there are cases where we have to say that it's okay to do that. It's okay to not be nice to people who are not doing things that are good for our society, that are going to be healthy for our society, that are going to promote the kind of ideals that we want to see in the world.
What do you think of this idea where with the, safe spaces, they say, are meant to defend minority rights? So what happens to minorities within minorities?
Well, I think that's a very interesting question, and that's the main problem with this dialogue and with this discussion, is because it looks at minorities as just a group of people who all agree on everything, and that there is some sort of singular idea that they can all agree on, and a policy that they can all agree on, and that's very dangerous for people like us, people who are ex-Muslims, who are minorities within minorities. It makes it very hard for us to speak out because we feel that, okay, when you are somehow betraying your race, you're betraying your people, and it can become a very toxic thing. And it is one of those things that seems like it's helping minorities and it's helping race relations, but I really think it's one of those things that is racist at its core, and it's making race relations worse.
You mentioned on the panel an example of rape law and how that's not being discussed in law classes because of these sort of safe space policies. Tell us about that.
Well, that was when I was researching for the panel in general, just to see about the impact of the discussions like safe space and microaggressions, what the impact they've had on student life and on discussion in general. It was probably the saddest thing that I saw, because it was something where you can directly see how harmful this would be for women's rights, where some students are so sensitized to discussions of rape or of violent assaults towards women, that they can't even discuss it. They can't even talk about it. And especially when it comes to rape law, when professors such as the Harvard professor that I mentioned in the panel, I think her name is Jeannie Suk, she talked about how she specifically chose cases that were difficult. There were cases where it wasn't clear if the aggressor deserved punishment, if the aggressor really was an aggressor, if this really was rape, and students have to pick a side and think about it and discuss the issues in a nuanced way. And some students found this very difficult to do, and some professors, she said in her article, have felt that they can no longer discuss rape law in class. It's just too sensitive a topic. Students are too easily feel that they are being attacked in some way, or uncomfortable enough that they complain to the various administrators in the universities. And so professors think, well, is it even worth discussing? And this is such a clear way where we can see how this is harmful towards women. We need to study rape law. We need to talk about the complexities about rape law and what rape is, what an aggressor is, what consent is, and just the gray line that is sometimes difficult to talk about. But we need to talk about this. And this is, I think, such a clear way to see how these discussions where people say that it's too sensitive to talk about. I can't talk about this. This is hurting me too much. How this clouds our judgment, it clouds our thinking, and it disrupts learning on campus.
And it could be that practically everything upsets someone, and it will end up not being able to talk about anything, basically.
Absolutely, and who will that hurt? I think in the end, if we look at our society as a place where, how they say, white males have a lot of power. Well, if that's the case, then they're not going to be the ones who are significantly hurt by discourses like this. It's going to be women and minorities who bear the brunt of it, and especially minorities within minorities who really can't talk about their issues at all, who are truly silenced and have no institutional power to be able to talk about their experiences. And that's what's most devastating. And I think when we look at it as these safe spaces, these microaggressions are a way to protect minorities, I don't think they are. I think some minorities, and I say some because I know many who are not, some minorities may feel safer, but I don't think they are safer. And I think they're creating an atmosphere where they are significantly more in danger, because we do not have the intellectual structure to support the kinds of policies that we care about, that will protect minorities, that will protect women, that will protect sexual minorities, religious minorities.
you were saying that we need to go back and find another way. What do you think those are?
Well, I think what's definitely clear is that these patronizing sort of rules on campus, we know that they don't help. We know that sometimes they make things worse, and they create an atmosphere on campus where people feel like they can't talk about the issues that we really need to talk about, the issues that are very politicized, the issues where emotions really get in the way. Those are the issues that we really need to hash out. We know that this isn't helping, and I can't say for sure that I have a solution, although my feeling is that speech helps, and empowering people, and to make them, especially minorities and women, to make them feel like, hey, you can speak, and if you are persuasive, if you have facts, you might not get through to somebody the first time, but you'll do it again and again and again, and it'll work. And we know that it has worked because we've seen how much our society has progressed. We've seen how much in this liberal intellectual system where we use words, we use arguments to get our way. We found that women's rights have gotten better. Women have it better in America, in the UK, in the Western world in general, than to do in the parts of the world where we can't speak at all. So we know how useful it has been in the past, and I'm worried that we're giving it up. We're thinking that, oh well, we're not looking at the gains that we have made throughout the decades and centuries even by using this very important tool, because we become impatient maybe with the progress. And so I think let's look back to see what's worked and respect what's worked, and not be so quick to denounce it, and not be so quick to throw it away, because freedom of speech really has been what we can count on. What we can count on to be there for us, those that don't have institutional power, those that don't have financial power, we don't have any real power, but we do have this. We can convince people with our ideas.
A final question, you mentioned how dangerous it is for offensive speech to be equated with violence. Can you talk about that?
I think that's something that's very clearly related in my mind with the idea of blasphemy, where there is such a sin, where there is such a speech that is so harmful. It is so hurtful either to a god or maybe to certain people, that it is in itself a form of violence. And when it is a form of violence, I think you just inevitably justify the belief that some speech can be answered by physical violence, because it is violence in itself. That it is a legitimate response to answer offensive words, to offensive verbal violence with physical violence. And that's where we get to justifications like Charlie Hebdo, unfortunately, where people thought that there was some things that they said that were so hurtful, that were so out of bounds, they were a sort of violence onto those people. They didn't make that distinction between speech acts and physical acts. They blurred that line, and because they blurred that line, we saw a lot of people that lost their lives. And I think that this is something that we have to be very careful about when we talk about speech acts and physical acts. We have to be very careful about these lines and make sure that the distinction is clear, because our society depends on our ability to make those distinctions and be very clear about them. That's how our progress has happened. That minorities who were once very offensive to those in power, people like gays, LGBT in general, but various minorities whose appeals were offensive to those in power, but they were allowed to speak, but they were allowed to make their case, and in the end we have a better society. So let's I think we should be very clear about those distinctions, and liberals especially should make them.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you for having me.
امیدوارم از مصاحبه با سارا حیدر خوشتون اومده باشه. به نظرم مسائل مهمی اینجا مطرح میشه. شاید برای بینندگانی که تو ایران هستن این بحثای خورده عجیب و غریب باشه. یعنی در دانشگاه‌های در انگلیس، در آمریکا، در کانادا برای مثال یک پدیده به وجود اومده به اسم پدیده فضاهای امن و بس اینجاست که میگن که یه سری آدم‌ها یه حرفایی میزنن که انقدر آزاردهنده است که دانشجویان اذیت و آزار میشن اگر این حرفا رو بشنون و به همین دلیل این افراد نباید اصلا اجازه داشته باشن که وارد دانشگاه ها بشن. و خب این یه چیزیه که به منم اتفاق افتاده، چندین مورد که گفتن قدغن ورود من به یه دانشگاه هایی مثل دانشگاه وارک پارسال یا دانشگاه ترینیتی کالج در ایرلند، و یا گفتن که اومدن من باعث میشه که فضای امن جامعه اسلامی دانشگاه اذیت بشه، اسلامیای اون دانشگاه اذیت و آزار بشن. و خب بحث سر اینه که اولا که دانشگاه که نمیتونه محل امن باشه از صحبت، از حرف. بالاخره آدما میرن دانشگاه که ایده های جدیدی بشنون و امکان داره که خیلی از ایده های جدید که میشنون مغایرت داشته باشه با ایده هایی که خودشون داشتن. خب امکان داره قبول کنن، امکان داره قبول نکنن، میتونن بحث کنن. بحث اینه که دانشگاه باید جایی باشه که هر نوع عقیده آزاد باشه برای بحث و تبادل نظر و به چالش کشیدن عقایدی که دانشجویان دارن. این که دانشگاه باید یه فضای امنی باشه از بعضی عقاید خیلی خطرناکه، به خصوص چون وقتی میبینیم در عمل اینطوری میشه که کسایی که منتقد اسلامن، منتقد اسلام سیاسی هن، کسایی مثل من، ماها اجازه نداریم وارد دانشگاه ها بشیم، ولی اسلامیونی که میان و هر روز طرفدار اعدام کافرین و مرتدین و غیره هستن، اینا به راحتی میتونن بیان صحبت کنن. و خب بحث اینه که فضای امن نباید در دانشگاه باشه و یک کاری که کسایی که مدافع حقوق بشرن و حقوق آزادی بیانن و آزادی ابراز عقیده هستن در صف مقدمن که این فضاهای امن رو بشکنن. و خب منم هر جایی که بهم گفتن نمیتونی وارد بشین، من بالاخره وارد شدم و حرفمو زدم. به قول سلمان رشدی اگر از یک کتابی خوشتون نمیاد، به جای اینکه برین بسوزونیش، ببندینش، نخونینش. کسی زورتون نکرده، مجبورتون نکرده. و همچنین در دانشگاه اگر خوشتون نمیاد که من دارم میام صحبت میکنن یا یه کافر داره میاد صحبت میکنه، خب نیاین جلسه، هیچی نمیشه. برین پی کار زندگی خودتون، بذارین آدمایی که میخوان این نظراتو بشنون، بذار بتونن این حقو داشته باشن. و خب فضاهای امن واقعا مضرن برای آزادی بیان، مضرن برای به خصوص کسایی که منتقدن و وضع موجود رو قبول ندارن.
باید فضای مسابقه 100% آشورایی و کربلایی باشه. باید در و دیوار اونجا سیاه پوش بشه، تمام فضا سیاه پوش بشه.
فتواى احمقانه این هفته از ایران و امام جمعه تهران که گفته بودن که در بازی بین کره جنوبی و ایران باید این بازی به یه آشورایی تبدیل بشه، حسینیه تبدیل بشه، به خاطر اینکه در این ماه صورت گرفته. و خب مشخصه که گفته بودن که کسایی که میرن به این بازی باید سیاه بپوشن و به جای اینکه دست بزنن برای تیم فوتبالشون باید یا حسین بگن، حسین 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 حسین. و خب جالب اینجاست که یعنی واقعا مسخرگی قوانین و فتوای اسلامی رو به وضوح میشه دید. مشخصه که کسایی که رفته بودن برای اون بازی، برای حسین پارتی رفته بودن فوتبال رو نگاه کنن. و خب وقتی که تیم فوتبال ایران برد، زنده باد، همه خیلی خوشحالی کردن و حسین بی حسین یادشون رفته بود. لحظه زیبای زندگی این هفته از دیاخان، یک فیلمسازی که چندین جایزه برده، این دفعه یک فیلمی درست کرد اخیراً در رابطه با بیخدایان اسلام و خب این فیلم واقعاً فیلم جالبیه، فیلم تاریخیه و نشون میده که چقدر وضعیت کسایی که از اسلام روی برمیگردونن چه مشکلاتی دارن، چه تو خود اروپا چه در کشورهایی مثل ایران و عربستان سعودی و بنگلادش. و خب دلیلی که این فیلم الان تو لحظه زیبای زندگی روش صحبت میکنم به خاطر اینکه جدا از همه اذیت و آزارها و خشونت‌هایی که مورد که این افراد میبینن و جزو زندگیشونه، این کسایی که دارن از اسلام روی برمیگردونن و جنبشی که به وجود آوردن واقعا جنبشی که ازش شجاعت و انسانیت و امید میباره و از این زاویه بسیار مهمه، یه چالش مهمیه به جنبش اسلام سیاسی، نه با خشونتی که اسلام سیاسی نشون میده بلکه با عشق و امید و شجاعت. حتما اگر تونستین این فیلم رو ببینید. ما سعی میکنیم در هفته‌های آینده این فیلم رو براتون ترجمه کنیم با زیرنویس فارسی که بتونین کل فیلم رو ببینین. حتما سعی کنین این فیلم رو ببینین، واقعا از این فیلم های تاریخی و بسیار جالبیه. به هر حال رسیدیم به انتهای برنامه‌مون. امیدوارم از برنامه این هفته خوشتون اومده باشه و تا هفته آینده هفته خیلی خوبی داشته باشین. تا بعد، خداحافظ. Hi, I'm Meriem Namazi.
And I'm Faribor's.
We're hosting a program called Bread and Roses. It's a weekly program that's broadcast in Persian and English in the Middle East and North Africa, primarily Iran as well. And it's also shown on YouTube internationally.
And we've been doing this since last May. We're coming up to our year's anniversary, and we've had quite a lot of fun making these videos.
We discuss taboo-breaking, free-thinking ideas. The Islamic regime of Iran has called us immoral and corrupt.
And that's why you need to support us. We are the alternative voice in Middle East and North Africa.
Of corruption and immorality. So do support us. Here's a short video from Patreon that explains how you can help us with even just $1 a week. That's nothing. Support us.
Patreon lets fans become patrons of their favorite artists and content creators. It's different than Kickstarter because it's not about one big project that requires lots of funding. It's more for bloggers or YouTubers or webcomics, anyone who creates on a regular basis. Here's how it works. When you become a patron, you're agreeing to give an artist a tip of an amount you set every time they release a piece of content, whether it's a new song, a video, or a recipe. You can set a monthly maximum to make sure that you're always within your budget. Choose an amount, enter your payment information, and you're done. Becoming a patron allows you to view and post in the artist's stream, and in exchange for your support, artists offer additional patron packages, which might include monthly Google Hangouts, music production tutorials, pre-sale concert tickets, or anything they can offer as a way to say thanks. Patreon, empowering a new generation of content creators.